really Christians should care more about the environment than anybody, and a church should, and should kind of set the example for creation care, and basically that's what we're doing. There's no point in mowing, I don't know, 6 acres probably. There's no point really in mowing all that, just so it'll look really nice for the person mowing it and they can get done and say, wow, the yard looks really nice, and nobody else really noticing. So, well, I think I called the DNR first, or contacted somebody. I went to a website or something, and somebody from the DNR contacted me initially, and a guy came out and we worked with him, and he said this looked like ideal and it'd be great for if you could get churches to do this, so that other churches could do stuff like this with property that they have and they're not really using for anything. The worry was, are we going to get it sprayed well enough? Is anything going to grow once we start planting it? That was a worry. Where to order the seed and all that kind of stuff. But the guy from DNR was very, very helpful in helping me get through all that process. And I was really glad that the Quail Unlimited people were going to come and help plant it, because there's no way I would try to just broadcast that seed on here. It'd be a nightmare.
It's Quail Forever.
Quail Forever, okay. Sorry about that. Quail Forever. Yeah. That these guys came out and they did an awesome job planning everything, and really appreciated that.
So Jeanette Wilson and I come out and looked it over, walked it with the gentleman, Mr. Tomasino, and marked it off, and just proceeded. We met him a couple weeks later and no-tilled it in. The flowers benefit bees, butterflies, songbirds, ground nesting birds, all kinds of beneficial stuff, and it really doesn't cost you anything. You know, there is maintenance to it. The first year usually you have to mow it once, and since after that it's probably you don't have to do much to it from then on.
So I'm standing in the middle of a native wildlife planting that Bill planted in March. Usually we're like, rule of thumb, we have sleep, creep, and pop is kind of what we go by. So the first year they sleep, the second year they creep up, and the third year they pop. Obviously that's not happening right now, so we had a lot of success here. This was planted in March, and right now we're standing on this the second week of July, and it has popped with a lot of black-eyed Susans, Canada wild rye, sunflowers. I've seen some goldenrod and some ragweed. So there was definitely some successful site prep on here, with some success in the future, definitely, with more forbs that are gonna appear as we keep going on with this planting. Not everything will pop the first year. A lot of these natives like to put down their roots really deep and bear down. In this instance, we have a couple forbs that have popped up that have appeared just really fast. You know, a lot of that has to do with like soil type, site prep, management on the property, and as you can see, Bill did a really good job with the site prep. He did a really good job with the planting, and he educated what they needed to do here at this property to kind of get this established quickly. So this is a black-eyed Susan. A lot of people like to confuse this with a yellow coneflower, but a yellow coneflower, its petals will droop down like this, and its top of its head is a little bit more gray colored. So this is a black-eyed Susan. Here we have some Canada wild rye. A lot of people confuse this with Virginia wild rye, but Virginia wild rye will kind of stand up a little bit more straight, whereas Canada wild rye likes to droop down like that. We have the normal sunflower. I mean, you're not gonna see a flower as big as this unless it's a sunflower, but it has those big broad leaves. It's hairy. You can kind of hear and feel how gritty that is. We found some side oats over here. Side oats provide food for wildlife and songbirds. Like we like oats, right? Birds like oats. So they have these little seeds in them, and that's what they'll eat. And so there are these little pocketed seeds right here.
I love walking through places like this and looking for wildlife, because it's not just quail that you hunt. It's all the other wildlife that you kick up, okay? And that's what I really like about it. I don't need to shoot any birds. I don't need to do anything like that. It's just a very peaceful day of field when I can walk through things like this.
There was a Pentecostal pastor that started Earth Day. And unfortunately, taking care of the environment has kind of gotten all mixed up with politics and everything. People think, oh, you can't take care of the environment. Christians should be taking care of the environment. We
called to be
should
good
be. We're called to
stewards.
steward
Yeah.
all this, not tear it all up.
Yeah.